Oh. Alrighty, let's cook. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Happy Saturday, January 17th, 2026. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. It's a great day. We have a great day ahead of us, don't we? I mean, college basketball all day long, top 25 matchups as far as the eye can see. And then the NFL divisional round kicks off today with 2 games going down to see who will make it to the conference championship. We'll break down all of my favorite picks, bets, and even a couple of same game parlays for some playoff action later today. But before I go any further, do just want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what I'm cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. But let's not waste time. Let's not hold anything back. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start in the NFL with the divisional round. First, the game we have out of the AFC, we've got Bills at the Broncos. Broncos, 1.5-point favorites at home. 45.5 is the total here. The public is pretty set on this one. They are 69% of the bet, 64% of the money coming in on the Bills plus the 1.5. And then you still have 64% of the bet, 70% of the money coming in on Bills plus the money, plus 100 on the money line. And so the public is seeing a lot of the things that I think Noah and I have been talking about. If you watch this show regularly, we've talked about it as well here. It feels like the Broncos are a house of cards. It really does. It feels like they're a house of cards, and you're just waiting for that card house to absolutely collapse. You know, I don't know anyone that really trusts that offense with Bo Nix and everything like that. I don't know a lot of people that think this team is over the moon great. I know that that defense is solid, and I think that's going to be a big part of today's game. It will be, because let's be honest with each other here, all right? Let's be very honest with each other here. Josh Allen is out here playing with one leg. I mean, he was beat to hell last week. He doesn't look good. Like, he looks good still, but in the sense of man's playing with all these injuries that he's got to play through. And we know that he has to be Superman every single time he steps on the field in order for the Bills to have any chance. In order for the Bills to have a chance today or in any game that they've played this year, Josh Allen has had to go into Superman mode. And now, absolutely, Josh Allen can go into Superman mode. He does it all the time. He did it last week, and I still don't know really how the Bills came away with that one. But I think it's going to be too much at this time. Not only are we dealing with the elements up there in Denver, Colorado, we're also dealing with the elevation, and I think that's going to be playing a big part there. I like the home field advantage here for the Broncos. Makes me feel a little bit better that the public is all over the Bills today. I am going to be on the Broncos, minus the 1.5. I'm not going to mess around. I could mess around with the money line and go that way, but I like the points with the Broncos. I'm going to lay those down with them. And then I do have a little same gamer for us. It's just a small little same gamer, but I like it a lot. I like the Broncos minus the 1. RJ Harvey to score a touchdown, Josh Allen to score a touchdown, Cortland Sutton to 50 plus receiving yards, and then RJ Harvey 50 plus rushing yards. Again, not the sexiest same game parlay that I've ever cooked up, but it's going to get the job done. It's going to get the job done. I feel good about it. Plus 950 on that one. I like it a lot. A little 5-legger to get us started. But let's go ahead. 49ers Seahawks. Breaking news from Adam Schefter today coming out. Brock Purdy, hurting his oblique on Thursday, has not taken first-team reps. Yeah, this is a big one. Has not taken first-team reps. Drew Lock has been the one taking those reps for the Seahawks. And so I was thinking this number is going to start coming down. And obviously he's going to be a game-time decision. They're not going to just bench him out of the gate. But Drew Lock in this playoffs would be very interesting. Let me just go ahead and stop there. But I'm leaning towards Sam Darnold playing. I haven't seen anything that he is absolutely out of it yet whatsoever, and I think he is going to have a shot to roll here. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll obviously be waiting on Schefter for that. But Sam Darnold plays, Sam Darnold doesn't play, okay? Yeah, Sam Darnold being out, that's going to suck. That's going to suck a lot for it's going to suck a lot for the Seahawks. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But let's lean on the side that he is playing. Okay, his oblique is hurt a little bit, probably on his throwing side. So yeah, probably not going to be able to bomb the ball downfield as often or as much as he would want to, but still probably has a couple of throws in there. But he doesn't even need to bomb the ball downfield. Let's be realistic here. He's got Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's got Cooper Kupp. He's got the great signing at the trade deadline of Rashid Shaheed there. And that offense has been cooking. They've been figuring out ways to run the football. With the two-headed monster back there. Charbonnet's been having a great season. I like the Seahawks team a lot. The truth of the matter with the 49ers, who's healthy on offense? Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, maybe Juwan Jennings? Maybe he's 100% still. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the injury report with him. All I do know is that the 49ers are injured to hell. It sucks for the 49ers. I love what they've done this year. I wouldn't be upset if Robert Saleh does end up as the Cardinals' next head coach, just throwing that out there. But the grit and everything that the 49ers had, the mad genius of Kyle Shanahan, if we're talking about a house of cards crumbling down today, I do think it's the 49ers that are going to be on the receiving end of the crumbling. If this line's coming down to 6.5, I'm happy with that. Where is the public on this one? 75% of the bet, 69% of the money coming in on the 49ers. Wouldn't be surprised if some of that money coming in has to do with the Sam Darnold news and the fact that Drew Lock's been taking first team reps. Is concerning, and a little bit more even of a split on the money line we're seeing, with 64% of the bets, 46% of the money coming in on the Seahawks money line. So public is big on it. I'm assuming on the money line it's a lot more of parlay picks and everything like that, where we're getting that 64%, whereas the money is definitely coming in on the 49ers big time. And the 49ers have looked good. If there's a team that can grit themselves through it, you would think it would be the 49ers. But it feels like one of those days where just everything is stacked up against you. And the Seahawks will take full advantage of that. I do expect Sam Darnold to be playing today, regardless of the injury. I think there's, at the end of the day, he's a football player. He's a dog. He's going to do whatever he can to get out on that field to play. And don't you worry, yes, I've cooked up a little same-game parlay for this one as well. This one, only a four-legger. We're going to take the Seahawks minus the 7. We're going to take JSN for a touchdown, obviously. And then we're going to take A.J. Barner for a touchdown at plus money. And then to top it all off, give me under 45 in this game. I do not see this 49ers scoring a lot of points, not only against the Seattle defense, but in Seattle. They did split the regular season. And, as we say, it's hard to beat a team twice, even harder to beat them 3 times. So I like that the Seahawks didn't, go out there with the sweep. And so I like the Seahawks at home minus that 6.5. You got the Bills losing? I do too, brother. I do too. I'm all over the Broncos today. Minus 1.5. I mean, yeah, I'll take that money on the ground. Thank you. Thank you very much. But it's going to be a great day of football. I'm really excited. I think at the end of the day, they're going to be great games. The only game I see getting out of hand is the 49ers and the Seahawks. If Brock Purdy starts getting behind and throwing interceptions, then that can be ugly. Oh, Broncos defense is crazy. And honestly, if Bo Nix doesn't need to throw the ball downfield like he hasn't had to this season, I think they're going to be in a great spot. As long as the Bills don't come out super hot and the Broncos can suppress off their first, the scripted drive and everything like that, yeah, I think the Broncos are going to have a hell of a day today. And Sean Payton is an evil genius. I'm damn near close to guaranteeing the fact that Sean Payton will probably call nothing but blitz packages, that first defensive drive. He knows Allen's injured. He knows if he's going to move around, he's going to pay for it. And that D-line's going to make him pay for it. So yeah, bring the heat, brother. Sean Payton going to be bringing that heat. But yeah, going to be a great day of football. Beyond stoked for it. But before the football kicks off, and even while the football's kicking off, we've got a great slate of top 25 games today in the college basketball world. Excuse me. It's great. It's good stuff. We're going to go ahead and get this tipped off. First off, we got Georgetown, 11.5 point favorites, 141.5 is the total in this one. And UConn, number 3 in the country, and has been playing like the number 3 team in the country, suffering a loss early in the season to U of A. Hey, it happens. A lot of teams have been losing to U of A recently. But Georgetown just not on the great slide here. My system does have UConn out as an 11.9 favorite, so it does lean on UConn here, and I am on UConn as well, minus that 11.5 there. I love the way they've been playing. Hurley's got the boys cooking, that's for sure. That is for sure. Minnesota, Illinois. Illinois, 15.5-point favorites here. 142.5 is the total in this one. And, Minnesota losing their last 2, Wisconsin, USC in overtime to a heartbreaker. That sucks in that one. I do have Illinois as a 17-point favorite per the system. And I like the way Illinois has been playing. They've been playing great basketball all year. I think definitely a team we're going to need to look at in March. And I do believe they are criminally underranked at number 13. I think they should be in the top 10. They're playing like a top 10 team. I have nothing else. I love the way this Illinois team playing. Virginia, SMU. Virginia, 2.5-point favorites on the road here. 153.5 is the total. My system does put out Virginia as a 1.5-point favorite. Lost to Virginia Tech in triple. I'm not worried about that. Duke's been good. Clemson's been fine. Beat Virginia Tech. SMU's getting hot. SMU's getting hot, but we're going with Old Faithful. Give me Virginia. Minus that 2.5. Probably going to take a money line, actually. I'll pay the juice on the minus 135. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with not messing around with points this morning before we get to football. Man. Next up, Kentucky going to number 24. Tennessee. How are they still ranked? That's something. Seriously, Tennessee 5.5-point favorites at home on this one, have been playing pretty solid. I do have Tennessee as 5.4 favorites in this one. I'm not gonna lie. I know it was 4 days ago, double overtime against A&M though. That was a brutal game. That was a hard fought game. Maybe there's still a little bit of a hangover. Maybe there's not. I'm probably leaning on Kentucky to cover 5.5 if we're going to be completely honest. But that's just where I'm at. Stanford to cover. I'll talk Stanford basketball real quick. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Stanford Duke. Duke, 10.5-point favorites. 147.5 is the total. I'll give Stanford credit. They're playing a hell of a lot better than I thought they would this season. At home, too. I like that. Duke's been on their shit, though. Where do I have this game at? I have Duke as a 9.3 favorite here. And so, yeah, right around that 10.5 point. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I don't think Stanford has the juice. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm leaning on the 10.5 with Duke. I think this game might get out of hand real fast if Duke can play their tempo and if Stanford doesn't slow them down, which they haven't really been able to slow down teams. They've been able to score more. I'm going with the Blue Devils. Sorry, brother. I'm going with them Blue Devils. That'll be a good game, though. That'll be a real solid game. What else are we looking at today? I'm excited for this one. Butler, Seton Hall. Seton Hall, 6.5-point favorite. My system has them coming out as 6.6. Clemson basketball. You want to talk Clemson basketball, Papa P? Sure. I'll get back to Seton Hall in a moment. Where's Clemson? I just saw him. Clemson, 4.5-point favorites going up against the U, who has their biggest football game coming up in a couple of days. Shout out the U. Might be back. Clemson's been good. I will say, top 22 in the nation. Respectable. ACC, solid at basketball. I'm not going to start making ACC jokes. I'll save that for the next football season. I like their wins. I like the way they're playing Notre Dame, especially. Can they stop that Miami onslaught, though? I mean, that's my big thing, Papa P. That Miami Hurricanes team plays fast, likes to put up all the points. 4.5-point favorites. You're playing at home. Minus 115. You're not even getting any love on that line. The book's like, you want to take Clemson, you're going to have to take them, brother. You're going to have to take them. Oh, that sucks. Brownwell's a mastermind. Also, yeah, you're right. You're right. I got to respect the BYU game. I do have to respect the BYU game. And I will say I respect the BYU game a little bit more than the Bama game. That's a whole other conversation for later. You've convinced me, Papa. I'll ride. All right. Well, where's the public at? Let me just look at one more thing. Where's the public at on this one? I'm thinking the public's all over Clemson. Come on, mouse, work with me. Oh, wow. No, public coming in on Miami. I wonder if the public forgot that, the national championship's not till Monday and Clemson's not in it. 67% of the bet, 60% of the money coming in on Miami plus that 5.5. That's all I need, right? That's even a little bit more love I like to see when the public's on the other side. Give me Clemson minus that 4.5. Let's ride, brother. Let's ride. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, and then let's talk about my game of the day, baby. Woo! Ooh, let's talk about number one in the country. That's right. You heard that correct. Number one in the country, the University of Arizona Wildcats. Oh, yeah, baby. The Harvard of the West Coast, where great minds go to develop and basketball players, except DeAndre Ayton, go on to have great careers. And I know DeAndre Ayton's on the Lakers now, but again, Lakers fans are like, oh, this is why the Suns got rid of him. Makes a lot of sense. And honestly, love DeAndre Ayton, love what he did at the school and everything, but my complaints about DeAndre Ayton is a pro or the same thing when he played in college. He wasn't physical enough, and yeah, if only they were better in innovation. Kalen's kiss my ass. Kiss my ass, okay? Number one in innovation. My goodness. Where's ASU ranked? Where is ASU ranked? That's where I want to know. Where is ASU ranked? Hope your day's going good too, Kalen's. Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say about Arizona that everyone hasn't said yet, except that we probably should have been number one coming in to this season? This is the best squad that Tommy Lloyd's ever had. Let's be straight up. This is the best squad that Tommy Lloyd has ever had. I'm not going to lie. The ASU game did not make me happy. The ASU game did not make me happy. First of all, Bobby Hurley should have gotten like 5 different technicals and thrown out 3 different times that game, okay? I don't know what the hell the refs were doing letting him on that bullshit all day. All right? Second of all, fuck ASU. But no, Wildcats have been playing good. They've been playing confident. One thing that has been hitting well for me with Arizona is the total. My system does have Arizona as an 8.6 favorite in this one, and a total sitting at 150. What was that? 158.8. And so 166.5 is a little high from what I'm looking at right now. But yeah, give me my Wildcats, baby. Give me my Wildcats minus. Then you're gonna give me under 10. Under 10 points? Yeah, give me 9.5 with them, boys. And it's probably because bettors are feeling a little bit concerned after that Arizona State performance. It's a rivalry game, and some years they do end up playing us pretty well. Wow, 59% of the bet, 65% of the money coming in on UCF. That is absolutely wild to me. We almost beat you guys, though. Oh, I know. If the outcome was different, I was ready to hear it, Kalen's. But hey, death, taxes, bear down, go Cats. Come on, baby. But yeah, I love Arizona today against UCF. And UCF, solid squad. Like, I'm really not trying to discount how they're playing right now. 14-2 on the season and playing every bit of 14-2 on the season. But daddy's home. Daddy's home. Let's get the... Yeah, Raphael, if you can't tell, I do like Arizona with the points today. Let's ride. Oh, yeah, going to be a great game. Gonna hold up, not win, but hold up. Yeah, we'll see. I think UCF is going to give us a run for our money, and I like it. Let's get challenged early here going into March. Dude, I know my audio, I got to get it fixed. I think I need a new cable, if we're going to be completely honest, and I just have not gone to the store to buy a new XLR. So that's 100% on me. We're working on it, though. We're working on it. Michigan, Oregon. Can we stop being shocked when Michigan is good at basketball? Because I'm like, everyone's like, oh my goodness, it's Michigan is good at basketball. What the? They've been good at basketball for the last like 5-10 years. Like, let's even longer than that. Let's stop pretending, you know. Michigan 19.5 point favorites here. My system does put them out to 15.5 with a total of 153.5. So my numbers, favoring. Oh, Kalen's, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So my spread, a little bit more towards where it opened overnight. And Oregon's been solid, dude. Again, like 8-9 on the year. Don't really know what's going on there. I mean, they have a good team. They're putting up a lot of points, just not playing any defense. And that has been kind of Oklahoma style. That's for damn sure. I mean, Oregon style. I'm thinking Oklahoma, Alabama. My bad. Go Bama, by the way. Wisconsin, I don't know why these teams are losing to Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't seem all that threatening to me, but hey, shout out to Wisconsin winning these big games and putting some teams on notice here in the Big Ten. That's a rough schedule right there. Rutgers, Ohio State, Nebraska, they're going through the gauntlet right now, Oregon is, and it's not going to let up. It's not going to let up, and I don't think it lets up today either. 20 that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points, so I am probably leaning a little bit more towards Oregon. It's going to be a game that I kind of wait to see what the line closes at, and then we'll go pick on there. If it's closer to a 17 and a half, 18, 17 and a half, I'm probably leaning towards Michigan to cover that. But again, hopefully maybe Oregon goes on a run early and then boom goes the dynamite. We rip Michigan at a discount. I would love that. You want to talk Washington? I can talk Washington. Washington basketball. Michigan State, Washington. Is that what you're referring to? Michigan State 3.5-point favorites. Sparty and Izzo absolutely killing it early in the season here. Washington, though, not a bad start. Not a terrible start. Not a good start. Match up a little bit better with Michigan State than you would think. They're losing to teams that you should lose to, too, if you're Washington and the way this team's constructed. Losing to Indiana, losing to Purdue, losing to Michigan. It happens. Michigan State losing to Nebraska in the last 5, and not my favorite thing to see, but hey, it is what it is. Where do I have this game at? I know I did this game. I have Michigan State sitting at 4.3 as a favorite, 4.3 favorite. Being at Washington, I am inclined to give Washington another point or two. So kind of there with Washington. I'm leaning on Michigan State here, though. I love what Sparty's been putting out for me, and they've been covering machines. So I'm ripping Michigan State. I got to, brother. Nebraska, Max. Number 8, Nebraska going up against Northwestern. 5.5-point favorites. 148.5 is the total. I have Nebraska as a 5-point favorite even. So public coming in there a little bit. I'll go to SMU, Virginia, and Missouri next. Let me get through this one, boys. We got this. We got some time on our hands. Yeah, Northwestern's defense, super concerning. Yeah, I'm ripping Nebraska here. I'm ripping Nebraska minus the 5.5. Might buy it down to the 5. I'm not going to lie. Because what's this at? This is at, 5.5 at minus 115. I'll pay for the other 5 cents to get it down to a 5 even at minus 120. And just not deal with the hook. I'm okay with a push there. That's just kind of how I feel about that game. Might not be a game I even bet on, but that's where I'm leaning there. SMU, Virginia. Virginia, 2.5-point favorites here. I have Virginia as a 1.2 favorite in this one. 153.5 is the total. Like the way Virginia's been playing, they've been strong. They've been playing really strong, and can't say that about their football team, but it is what it is. I think Virginia is going to continue to go on this run. I'm not super concerned about that triple overtime game with Virginia Tech, rivalry game. Virginia Tech's been playing good ball. I think SMU is going to hang in there. I think this is why it's at essentially a pick'em, which is probably leaning more where it should be. I'm on Virginia in this one. I think their offense is just going to be able to outpace, and if they can get back on defense, create those turnovers, it's going to be a nice, easy day for Virginia, and that 1.5 is going to look silly. All right, you want to talk Missouri basketball? Ooh, Missouri going up against LSU. LSU 1.5-point favorites in this one. 149.5 is the total here. This game's disgusting. I mean, LSU just on an absolute tear in the L column. Just losing every bit of momentum they had in non-con. And Missouri trying to find their footing there. Good win over Florida. Great win over Kentucky. You take it to Auburn. Give me Missouri plus the points. Are you shitting me right now? Is that minus 102? What does my book have it at? Because, you're not going to give me even money on that. That's scummy. Give me 2 seconds. Is it worth taking Missouri? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, come on, book. Don't do this to me. All right, I can't find it, but no, I'm taking Louisiana. I'm taking Missouri on that one. Upset of the day? Ugh. That's a hard one. I'll be honest. Which one was it I was handicapping earlier? I think it was. Was it that one? No. I mean, I would keep an eye on this one. I know it's not really an upset in the sense of sports betting, but it's an upset when it comes to the rankings. I do think Georgia will upset number 17 Arkansas when it comes to rankings, but Tennessee, you want to talk Tennessee basketball against Kentucky? 5.5-point favorites in this one. I got Tennessee as a 5.5-point favorite too. 154.5. I don't like Tennessee, and it's not like I just have a hatred towards Tennessee or anything. I just don't like. I feel like it's the same team every year, and it just doesn't get you anywhere. But we're different this year, a little bit better on offense. I think Kentucky keeps this one close. I do. I'm leaning Kentucky plus the points here. I think they're going to keep it close at home against Tennessee. Butler plus 6.5 against Seton Hall. You like that, Shama? I mean, Butler, hell of an L streak so far. I got Seton Hall as a 6.5-point favorite as well. You lose to UConn, good bounce back spot here. I mean, I think Butler is better than their record suggests, but the results haven't been there. I'm probably leaning Seton Hall here in a blowout. Oh, Kentucky's missing too? Thank you for the update. SMU Virginia lean. I'm leaning on Virginia. Leaning Virginia. Do I watch the NBA? I watch when the players start trying, so usually around playoffs I tune in. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I watch the NBA. I watch some. I keep up with my sons and stuff like that. If it's on, I'll watch it. If it's in the 4-box, I'll watch it. But that's about it. Stanford to cover. I don't hate it. It's not my biggest one. Where's that line at again? I don't hate it. I'm on Duke though. Do I like the Bills today? No, I don't like the Bills today. I am on the Broncos. I'm on the Broncos today. I'm on the Broncos. I think Josh Allen's just more injured than we think, and he goes Superman mode all the time. I know that, but he's going to need to go even extra Superman mode. So I'm on the Broncos today. Cali to cover versus UMC is a gem. Oh, coming from a Cal fan. Okay. First of all, Jared, I do want to shout out the Calgorithm. Calgorithm has been a fantastic addition to my timeline in the sports world. So I do want to shout out the Calgorithm. Can I spell California? No. Can I not read? Can I just do Cal? There we go. Cal UNC 6.5-point favorites here. I have UNC as a 2.8 favorite here. I'm with you, Jared. I think this line is inflated a little bit. Cal's at home. This feels like a nice Cal upset spot here. I'll ride 6.5 with you, brother. I'll ride 6.5 with you. Go Bears. Virginia money line. Yeah, I'm on. I like Virginia. I like Virginia a lot today. Are you feeling okay? There's no. I know. And I've been giving the Broncos a lot of shit, and it's been a lot of shit that's worth. Earlier in the show, I said, I know that the, I know the, the Broncos are that house of cards that everyone is waiting to fall, and I'm waiting for it to fall too. I just don't think it's today. I don't think it's today. I think Josh Allen is too injured. He needs to always go Super Saiyan mode in order for the team to have any bit of hope. And I think he's just too injured, and that Broncos defense is going to make him pay for it. You want my input on you want my thoughts on the Portland Trailblazers, brother? I mean, not a bad start to the season. 9th, right? Yeah, 9th in the Western Conference. 20-22. I mean, you need to start winning more games. I'll give you that. You need to start winning more games, bro. I think they're going to try to make some moves at the deadline. Let me bring up their depth chart real quick for myself. Yeah, I like Klingon. I like Holiday when he's doing his thing, but I think the bench maybe needs to step up a little bit. Thoughts about Vanderbilt money line? Ooh, you're speaking my language. Vanderbilt, Florida, Vandy, 1.5-point favorites at home. 166.5 is the total. Jarrett, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you, dog. I like Vandy. I like Vandy a lot at -1.5. Florida's still a good squad. And I think we all need to remember that Florida is still a good team. They're just not playing like a good team right now. And I think they'll get it all together when March comes around. I think they will be in the tournament. They're not a bubble team that I'm looking at that's going to fall out, but I'm liking Vandy 1.5. Started at 5.5. That means the public's all over Florida. Yeah, 60% of the bet, 65% of the money coming to Florida. Some books posting it at a pick 'em. I don't blame them. But yeah, they're going to keep getting Florida money, and that's why the line's been moving. I don't hate that. Seahawks today. I'm iffy on the Seahawks. Schefter coming out with news about Sam Darnold's oblique injury that happened on Thursday. Hasn't taken a lot of reps with the first teams. Drew Lock taking the first team reps the last couple of days, so that does concern me. But I do like the line movement down to 6.5 off of that 7. So I am on the Seahawks today. I think they're just going to. I think they're going to overpower the 49ers. I mean, I think they're going to make what's his name? Brock Purdy pay today. Indiana money line. Let's take a look. Indiana 3.5-point favorites going up against Iowa. Do I have this game? Did I handicap this one? I did not put this one through the system. Indiana. Yeah, I'm on Indiana. I think you're fine with a 3.5. To be completely honest, you want to take the money line to be safe. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Texans Seahawks Super Bowl and score 2-0. and you know how they're going to get that safety? They're going to get that safety because C.J. Stroud fumbles a shotgun snap into the end zone and gets sacked back there. That's what's going to happen. I can see it already. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be great. Going to be great. He really needs to clean those up. That scares the shit out of me. I mean, and that was my biggest takeaway from that win they had. It's like, wow, that defense is so good because how many times did CJ put the ball on the ground and they were still able to come away with a dub? I mean, come on, man. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. But, that's all the time I've got today. Got to go get some stuff around the house so I can kick back, relax, and watch football all day and keep an eye on basketball. Baseball follow? Oh, Jarrett, my guy. You know I follow baseball. I know you know I follow. You bet I follow baseball. We love baseball. Go D-backs. And yes, I am not upset with what's happening with the Dodgers. Salary cap is not the answer. Salary floor is the answer. Let's get these poor owners that don't care about baseball out of here. That's my answer to the whole situation. And everyone knows the players are never going to go for a salary cap and floor. I mean, if they want to go, but like, if they do that, they got to do it like the way the NBA does it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think the players would be more inclined to go for something like that. But I don't like the idea of like max, super max, or anything like that. I think that's a waste of time. I'd be okay if they did something like the NBA. I think that, the luxury tax already being in effect, it would be a nice little change to have that cap floor and like the levels and everything like that, because then teams like the Dodgers can still go out and do what they do. But again, my issue with it more than anything, Jarrett, is as a D-back fan yourself, how do you even, because I know we're playing for a wild card. And we have a good history against the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I get it. They have an all-star team. They're not unbeatable. They are not the outlier here. Yes, on paper right now, this is one of the best rosters ever constructed for baseball. And with that Kyle Tucker signing, absolutely cements that as well. However, they are doing everything within the rules. There is nothing stopping anyone else from going out and doing this. The Mets have been trying. They just have shitty ownership in GM, and they don't know how to pick a player or keep them. Same with the Yanks. Same with the Sox. I mean, every team can do this, what they're doing. And yes, there's levels to this, and it's absolutely a billionaires club and everything like that. But again, it's a billionaires club. They've got the money to throw it around. They've got the money to pay the players and to do what the Dodgers are doing. Look at the D-backs. The D-backs are doing that. You know why? Because ownership remembered when we went on that run in 2021 that, oh shit, if we're good, people will show up. They're going to pay ticket prices. They're going to pay higher ticket prices. What else are they going to pay for? They're going to pay for concessions. What else are they going to pay for? They're going to pay for merchandise. And they're going to do that multiple times a season. And what does that do? That brings in more money for the team. And what can you do with that money? You can update the stadium. You can go out and get a Kyle Tucker. You can go out and get a Corbin Burns. Or in our case, you can go out and get an Arenado. You know what I mean? Go out and spend $60 million. Why wouldn't they? Why would say the Pirates? Because why wouldn't they? Again, it all has to do with these stingy owners. They know they're going to keep getting money from these bullshit TV contracts that they have. And the way the rev share split, there's no incentive to do better. Because they know they're not going to let the team go under. Worst case scenario, they'll relocate like the A's if you lose enough, which I think the White Sox are starting to set up for, if we're going to be completely honest. The Nashville White Sox or whatever, probably. And but again, there is nothing stopping. But let's go ahead and stay on the Pirates for a second, okay? Let's stay on the Pirates for a second. What was the biggest conversation coming out of Paul Skeens getting drafted by the Pirates? What was the bit when he was drafted, the day he was drafted by the Pirates, what was the conversation? Is he going to wear Dodger blue or pinstripes in the next couple of years? Who's going to give him more money? Exactly. When are they going to trade him? When are they going to get the value for him? When's he going to be wearing pinstripe? When's he going to be wearing Dodger blue? That was the conversation. That should not be the conversation. You get a starting pitcher like Paul Skeens, that should be your franchise for the next 10 years or until his arm falls off. And make him demand a trade, make him turn down a shit ton of money. But we all, as baseball fans, know that ain't happening with the Pirates. And so what? Skeens probably has 2 years left on his rookie deal. So they'll start shopping him in mid this year and then probably move him in the offseason so they can get the value for him. Because whoever trades for him is going to be paying a king's ransom. You know what I mean? And then, it's a 1-year deal, but you're going to extend him the moment he steps foot in the building. And you're going to extend him for a long-ass time with a big-ass deal for a lot of years. And he's not going to get the Shohei deal, but he's going to get the pitching part of the Shohei deal, I think. And, we're probably looking at the highest-paid pitcher of all time. But again, it's Paul Skeens. You don't let that guy out of the building. I think that MLB is beginning to become inflated with guys like Tucker. Get that much. I understand that thought process too. It's the free market. The Dodgers offered him what they believed he was worth. They did the same thing with Shohei. They did the same thing with Sasaki. They've done the same thing with everyone else. They're paying them what they believe they are worth. And, for proof that it's working, and again, that this model does work, not even on the diamond, but in a business sense, that contract they're paying Shohei, even with the deferred payments, is already, paid him back 10 times over. Tickets, merchandise, yada, 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 yada. It's insane. And then they have the Japanese market also in the palm of their hand over there in LA. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think change needs to happen. I think change will happen. I think there will be a lockout in 2027. I don't think it will be doomsday like a lot of people are predicting. I don't think, if anything, I really don't think a lot is going to change. I really don't. I think that the owners are going to push for the cap. The players are going to push for the floor, and they're just going to keep doing business the way it's been done. Maybe they'll increase the luxury tax a little bit, or I think if you go over the luxury tax, you just make it you make it a more serious punishment. You know what I mean? You go over the salary cap by so much for so many years, we're going to take away a draft pick or two. And like a first round, second round draft pick. Like you make it hurt so that, it kind of like, the Rams did a couple of years ago. They said F them picks and win all in. And so I think there's something to be said there. Post everything. Any underdogs today? Big dogs? Honestly, I did not have time to go deep into the mid-majors today, and that's usually where I find my dogs. Pretty chalky day. I mean, yeah, no, it's pretty chalk today for me. I'm sorry, brother. Didn't have the time of the day. But anyway, I do have to sign off now. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons. Those follow buttons does help out a lot more than you know. I will be live tomorrow morning as well, going over some more NFL picks and college basketball picks, and maybe talking a little bit of everything else as well. And then live Monday for the national championship. Gonna be a good one. Indiana, Miami. Cannot wait. But hey, again, everyone, thank you so much for listening and watching. Have an incredible rest of your Saturday. I have been the Brofect One AJ, and I'll see you next time here on Degenerate Takes.